If I get camel toe ever, just let me know.
Okay. I'll hold up a little card.
How are you getting a camel toe in now?
These are baggy, lads, and it looks like I've got a fucking...
That's what I mean, no camel toes when it's tight.
Well, it looks like I've got bollocks. Definitely don't.
Camel toes are tight though, if it's loose.
I'm not loose.
Recording, yeah? Yes, sir.
So what has life been like since the last fight? I had a proper, like, I feel like you could say a breakdown, or if you want to reframe it into a positive, you would call it an awakening. I feel like no one teaches you how to deal with the demands of being so much in the public eye. I feel like footballers or Olympic athletes are kind of protected a bit more and coached a bit more or stuff like that, whereas I feel like maybe Patrick have really had to like just find our own way through it. And don't get me wrong, we like our family team, everyone is like helping us, trying to guide us the right way through it, but what you don't understand is how taxing it is on the soul, like how mentally and emotionally draining it is sometimes, to not let people down, to give everyone courtesy and acknowledgement, and if you've got people running over to you trying to talk to you and things, and just you want to make sure that you are who they think you are and who you think you are. But it's a lot of learning that's not sustainable. That's what I learned the most since the last fight, is I can't always be here. I had a proper breakdown with all that, and I just had to create boundaries. I had to understand, I had to say no. I just decided that the main thing is to keep the main thing, and I can't do everything and then still give what's needed to give to the training session and to the mental focus, and that if I just spread myself so thin. So there's knowing you've got a lot of time to, if you're not fighting soon after the last time, you could maybe break it up a little bit more and keep trying to transcend the sport as well as where we're from or where I'm from and what gym I'm from. But when it's such a short turnover, it's just experience of understanding what you're capable of and what isn't so detrimental to you, because without the fans and without all that stuff, we are no one. And we do it for the fans, a lot of fighters do it for the fans, and it's just finding that the healthy balance, which I've found I can finally do with the help of a lot of people, has really made me like calm down and slow down, I think, because I'm just fucking on caffeine 100% all the time, go. My little red-headed terror, he's going to be the biggest next world champion that this city's ever seen. Jump out, lads, come and say hello. He's like, I've had him since he was 3 on the pads, and he will be. Look, we call him the red-headed terror, don't we, lad? Show them your six-pack.
Yeah.
Whoosh, whoosh, look.
Go on, let's see the guns.
He'll be the next biggest one. He'll be the next biggest one. Plays footy. Your boss, big brother to your sister, aren't you, lad? Just a little special kid he is.
Oh.
Yeah, I've made the mistakes, I've learned on the job. What I have also been is I've also been that age. I've also flew out to fucking Brazil on my own to have a fight in my second pro fight. I have got that lust for risk taking that I know she's got, and she's mentally fucking, she's a good girl, do you know what I mean? There's no it's just gonna be fucking fireworks. But I just think you've got your likes of fucking Frankie Edgar,
Yeah.
Israel Adesanya, fucking Poirier and Chandler, Whaley and Carla Esparza. I'm trying to think, I just don't think there's not one shite fight.
Mm-hmm.
And you should never say that in the UFC. because sometimes the cards with the least amount of people who've got notoriety give the better performances. Because like, I'll probably be slated online for saying it maybe, but I think UFC London this year outbeat that Abu Dhabi card for performances, and do you know what I mean? But yeah, you can't put your finger on it, but that MSG magic. I was yesterday going to see my mind coach, and I was like crying in the car on the way there, just thinking, oh my God, I could feel it in my chest, I'm proper close to greatness here, and like I proper deserve it, do you know what I mean? Like, I just proper deserve it. Glad I have just worked for this moment since I was a baby, and I just know when I get in there what I'm going to be capable of, do you know what I mean? I just know I've been pushed so much in this camp that there's just, even if I had my worst performance, I'm going to pull something special out, and I really want to give the best performance that the fans deserve, and that arena deserves. There's fucking history in there, you know.
What are those? Like, what the fuck are they?
I forgot, Paddy.
He's got white Umbro socks pulled over his tacky bottoms.
I'm going to have to stop the music.
What? Hello? Left your mountain bike outside, not chained up. Sick man, you lad. Proper woolly back here.
No, sorry, bro.
So, on a Thursday we do practice fight run-throughs. So we have a bout order, 3 5-minute rounds, head guards, little gloves. It's loud, you can't hear what's going on. You need to listen to instruction and react accordingly. If you're down in that first round, how do you come back in the second, how to deal with it. I lost my first few, I called them straightener Thursdays. I lost my first 2, and then since then I've just gone on and adjusted and fixed. And when it's better to be shocked in here than it is in the cage when you get in there and be like, oh, always feel like you go for a straightener here.
That's the feeling you want, though,
That's
right?
the feeling I want to replicate. So I know when I'm feeling like shite, or not when I'm feeling like shite, when I'm feeling the nerves and the pressure, I can perform. Hey, do you know what's mad? Since the day I walked in here and I fought for the world title or in all the UFC fights, I've got the same training partners the whole way through.
Have you really?
Yeah, it's a crazy one because my dreams come true. I've got lots of dreams, and lots of them are continually coming true. The opportunities that I'm getting, the people I'm getting to meet, and that's not even like influential people, or it's like the ability to go to different gyms, the people I meet walking down the street or being in a different situation and meeting these kinds of people is special. It's really, really special. And there's moments where in camp and you're tired and you're really feeling the pressure of what is being asked, and then something will happen and you'll be like, here today we're doing this, and then I've been in a music video for Warner Music and I've just been sent the video and watched it, and it's just like hilarious, like little Molly from Nogsy is now in a music video, and it's just funny because these cool things are happening, like the podcast I'm being asked to go on. It's just mad because sometimes being a woman, it comes easier sometimes to men in the work that I'm in, and sometimes I feel like I'm getting more of an opportunity than some males, so it's so equal and so positive, and I don't see a divide in what we do and what I do, but that's just like a generalising statement where probably men would find it harder in some walks of life, where a woman would find it much easier, but sometimes the fighting game wasn't ideally made for a woman. It didn't start that way, we've just kind of forced our way through. But yeah, when we're talking about do I pinch myself, I sat there after the last 2 fights in the cage or stood there and I've just looked at everyone singing my name, and like that was like the big one where like the people in this country and in Ireland and in Scotland and in Wales and even around the world really will for me to win. And I'll never forget that, just when I was at that first spinning elbow when I hit that Luana, and I just kept hearing the crowd. I'd never felt anything like that in my life. Molly, Molly. And sometimes when I'm feeling really shit, I watch them videos back and analyse, should I have done this, should I have done that? And then I listen to it again and I feel it and I just think, fuck. I don't know what I'm doing to make the crowd and the fans react that way, but as long as they give me that, I'll give a performance where like this, I will leave everything I've got in there for them, and that's the biggest pinch me moment, I think.
That's amazing as well.
You like, there is no feeling like it, and how to even keep your head in them moments when you've got that much energy, that much positive energy being like pushed onto you when you're in that cage. I know that like people still lose in them moments, like McGregor's still lost when he's had everyone behind him, but it's special. It's so lucky to have been able to feel that.
Starting fella.
Alright, good man.
I'll be that, right. Leave. Lad, yeah, in fact, you haven't been this new one, please.
Sorry. Well, smackheads and
I fucking called the police yesterday because Smackhead was literally pulling on my door trying to get in.
Sure.
So I've had to close the gate and get everyone's text on for.
Awesome. Oh, we've got you, Sons of Pereira.
Molly. Yeah.
Is
Got to
it?
do this last wallet thing.
Oh, well, at least I haven't fucked you up at the time.
Looking fresh there, Mom.
Try my best
What's
to be
your
like
aim?
you.
Clean hair and that,
Happy
yeah?
for these little Palace ones.
Oh yeah.
Palace collab.
Nice.
I really appreciate it.
What do you want me
Who
to do with
sorted
this?
Liv.
Did she?
Yeah, because is his name Tommy? Who's that scouser who skates for them?
Charlie Birch.
Charlie.
Yeah. They're nice then.
So, Palace has done a little collab with New Balance.
That's just like.
And we've got a little stash.
Tobacco slash.
I get actually searched every single time.
Do you?
Yeah, I've just got it written all over my face. Criminal. The Drake Rowley. I wore that just for you today, because I knew you'd want to see it. When did he send me it? When Paddy got home from
So I
San
want to thank
Diego.
Ridge Wallet for sponsoring the vlog, and yeah, as you know, I don't really like wallets. Wallets are snide. Look at that. Who wants to walk around with that? You know what I mean? That's what we've got pockets and zips for.
People to tune in.
Well, lad, as I say, if you'd like to watch me talking shite on my vlog, then you'll love me sitting here for an hour talking shite to someone, won't you?
And I'll talk shite as well, so 2 for 1. If I
Be on
get
then,
camel
yeah.
toe ever, just let me know.
Okay. I'll hold up a little card.
How are you getting a camel toe in now?
These are baggy, lads, and it looks like I've got a fucking...
That's what I mean, no camel toes when it's tight.
Well, it looks like I've got bollocks. Definitely don't.
Camel toes are tight though, if it's loose.
I'm not loose. I decided to just come off socials for this camp, the whole of it. Still, at the end of every week, someone will send me the messages. I'll get back to the ones that I can. I'll give them content to post about how the camp's going so that people know. But the hardest thing is when you come from not much and you fight for a cause that's much bigger than yourself. When people who don't know yet, don't know what you're about, think that they like have a right to give their opinion to you.
I'll have people messaging me going, or posting underneath it, show you doing this for publicity, and I'm like, do you know how much it takes away from me to do stuff for this city? Like, from time is the most important thing I have, and how much I give away, and people are saying it's for publicity. It gives me fucking panic attacks, and I'm still doing it. I just couldn't do socials anymore after that.
Like, when I think I said to you, like, people just saying, like, I'm only doing work with weapons down, gloves up for publicity. It's like, well, before I actually took off in the UFC, and I was just like somewhat only a bit known, that wasn't doing it for publicity then. Me going to speak to like victims, friends, families, or like being in community areas where stuff's gone bad, is that for my publicity, because I'm not taking a phone, I'm not publicising, I'm there, I'm doing the right thing. For me to give up time in my training camp, my energy and everything to teach these kids, to try and instill in them that someone believes in them, that they can achieve whatever they want to give them just an opportunity for them to take. That's nothing to do with me. Oh, that eye looks quite bad actually, doesn't it? What's going on, Isaac, mate? It's me, Meatball, Molly. Your dad's told me how well you're doing in school, how well you're doing at your footy. Listen, I just want to say keep on doing a good job, and then you're getting loads and loads of boss Christmas presents. Up the toffees, lad. It's not about me, it's about them, and all I'm trying to be is like a mirror. So when people look at me, they're pushed straight onto that cause, and it's so hard when people do just... It shouldn't even matter. It shouldn't matter that what one person would say would really upset me, but it's just like when there's a weapon epidemic, knife and gun crime epidemic in this country, and you're doing everything you can to try and save the kids, and kids are still dying, and young women, young men are still dying. It's horrible, it's so hard, and you take it personally sometimes, do you know what I mean? But without the social media side and seeing such a negative, just a negative, my life became a bit more positive. I became too invested in like public policies and in politics and what was going on, and I was trying my hardest to help with all that, and I just thought, like, it's so corrupt, it's hard to not just be like morbid about it all the time. I'll get back to that after I finish this fight, because if I don't win and I don't live up to my potential, then the kids that I want to help might not see me because I'm not where I need to be. And the kids listen to me, especially because they respect me, and I'm doing the hard work every day, and they appreciate that. So
Watch UFC something with Gaethje versus Oliveira, and this came on, and I was like, lad, I'm definitely in these highlights now. And then I was on the fucking chair, because obviously I had like a bottle of Howlerhead, and I was on the chair and I was like, yeah! And then obviously the UFC's like recorded it, put it straight on socials, and my Ellis was like, chill the fuck out. Seeing us in Phoenix, like, because weed was legal there, I had to go on a thing with them, and I was like, oh my god, I'm going to bed.
I'm one of the lads.
I was like, look, I'm one of the lads. I'm one of the lads. And then I had an edible as well.
Oh no.
I'm one of the lads. Second we got to Phoenix, me, Blaze and Paddy went to a dispensary, and fans followed us there in taxis. It was fucking wild, weren't it?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Wow.
Yeah.
Chasing after us and that.
Really?
And then I ordered an Uber, and Paddy's gone to get in it, and the Uber guy was like, whoa, what? And then looked at Blaze and was like, no, you aren't getting in. And I was like, hiya lad. And he was like, I was all together. I went, yeah. So what's wrong? He went, oh, someone was a taxi driver was shot dead last week, so we're a bit weary. And I was like, oh my god, do you remember that?
Yeah, apparently we were in the ghetto.
They were just like walking through the ghetto, just like, I was like, can I have a slush puppy? I need to go to the shop, didn't I? I was like, I need a slush, I need fucking Reese's, and be like... So this is going to simulate if Erin fucking mounted me. Coach, how many on this? And it's doesn't have to be fast, he said. Or does he want it fast?
No, get it done, really. Okay, lock everything in. Easy hit. There you go.
I'm aiming for your toes. Yeah, I reckon if I met Ronda Rousey though, I'd probably fucking lose me whole shit.
Do many people come up to you crying? When was the first time?
Yeah, perfect. And then kettlebell on.
It's like
That's just going to help you then.
kids will cry a lot.
Exactly that.
And it,
Yeah.
not me the first elbow, it went from people being like, what, there's more, to like, oh my god.
For a couple seconds,
And there's been a few occasions where it's like, it's been a bit much, do you know what I mean? We was in Six Flags in LA. Is it LA? Where's Six Flags?
Like
Just past LA,
Anaheim, I think, or something.
Anaheim. And we went to Six Flags, me, Paddy, Laura and Blaze. And someone literally went, oh my god, and was like, and I went like that, and I went, what?
Seen him live?
And people run over to me, right, and start throwing elbows at me and that. And I've been in the pub before and threw one back at him and had his tooth. I've got a scar in there. Someone's tooth went in there. And they was like, what are you doing that for? I I've got no clue who you are. You're drunk, coming at me, spinning elbows. You're a man, what am I supposed to think like? Do you know what I mean?
Funny.
Yeah, I feel claustrophobic in my skin where I'm not fucking hungry just to get in there. I just want to be in there. I just want to experience that walkout and feel that atmosphere. That's all I keep thinking about. If you record me and I'll be like looking away, I'm like playing that scenario in my brain, like, oh, I'm going to win, and what's everyone going to be like back home in Liverpool, what's it like in Ireland, what's the crowd going to be like in New York. These moments you dreamed of since you was fucking 10, 11 years of age all coming to fruition's mental. But it's like, I can't remember who said it, but like one of the best pieces of advice I ever heard was like, but what if it does happen? And when you just believe, oh my God, what happens when that does happen? Which is what has happened the last 3 fights. It's like, it's just really powerful, do you know what I mean? So I just imagine that's going to happen, and it has done. So I keep dreaming, and the dreams come to reality. The UFC asked me to write a letter to myself, to little Molly, and I've read it. And as I was reading it, I didn't realise it was a gratitude journal, and in it had all my goals. I went, lad, look at this. I will win September 4th in Las Vegas. I will get a new 4-fight deal. I'll win fight of the night. And then the next goal down was like, in the next year I will get a 6-figure deal, sponsorship deal, which I got Barstool. And then it was like, I will get everything I had put down was there, and I was like, what the fuck? What I write happens. But your goal keeps you accountable to yourself, and then the universe works with you. But you have to believe it. You can't just say it. It has to be in here, and it has to be in there. And there's been times when I forced it, and because it just weren't feeling right, and I probably just shouldn't have fought. Do you know what I mean? But you can't tell a fighter no. Like, you couldn't tell a fighter no, don't do that, because you don't feel right. You just would learn to overcome it. But yeah, the stars are aligned.
Was there a changing point in Liverpool when everybody knew who you were?
I feel... Sorry, boss. I feel like... Do you want to come in this one?
If you don't mind, if you want to film, it's fine.
Go on then. Thank you. People knew me in the UFC, especially when I broke my eye. It was like everyone would know. But after that fight where I won in Vegas and I said I just won a bevy, lad, then after the elbow, like, I was known like European based and by the hardcore MMA guys, but when that elbow landed, it went worldwide. I remember going to Madison Square Garden, and Jake Paul's manager was like, Jake, that's the elbow girl, do you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, that's the elbow girl. But yeah, this is what else. Look, my girlfriend, this thought she'd make me laugh one day, because training was horrible. I was like, I can't even get in the door. Kids! Oh, fuck, the getting really hard because of all the fluff that's caught in there. It smells like dog shit. I know it's quite cool, isn't it, actually?
Yeah.
Last time I was at MSG when I was with fellas, so I was like, I'll fight there one day, and fucking here we are. Johnny Banger, our boy who's made this top, my nephew, our little Ampney you've just seen, and just some nice cards, really. I remember after the spinning elbow, I really struggled with the overnight sensation that I kind of 20 years it took to learn. 20 years overnight to become someone. And I messaged Connor this message. I was like, lad, how did you deal with everything that you kind of went through? How'd you stay? Fucking how'd you deal with it? And he sent me this big long thing back. Said, do you want me to read it?
Yeah, go on.
You are the UFC Women's Champion, I know it. You're going to sleep, Valentina, with her sister up first for a tasty smack off the mach, mystic mach. You know, when you know, baby, and nothing will ever stop that. Enjoy your newfound fame. Keep the team tight and know the limit with the time you give. Just consider it a new job somewhat. Play the game, do your job, be you. But just know they'd be showing up now in their droves to the gym and areas where it is not okay to let free. You are to keep that gym area tight and not open to the random public. Only post-training if they are outside when leaving, etc. Few snaps and cigs and that off the kids. And then train for real as if it's Cage Warriors still. Because that's what it is. And that's what we are, Cage Warriors. Fuck the rest of it. We're not from this planet, baby. We have our cake and eat it. What the cake is for, to be ate. Eat you up. Good big strong Molly. Good big strong girl Molly. Was great to see you in my place last night. Keep going, you've got this. They not wanting that smack off the mark. Double champ already. You done it faster than me. And I done it fast. So, it gives me goosebumps, that, but I speak to his sister every now and then, and I sent it, excuse me, Pat. My Ellis got that put in the MSG thing and framed, just so I don't know. I can understand why people get caught up in fame and in notoriety, because people just make you feel like your shit doesn't stink, but it does. Do you know what I mean? And this is like the real gear, and I think it's important what he's saying, like the gym's a private space, and you would have seen today that just droves of people turn up, and fucking it's hard because you don't want to let people down, but it's your space of work, you know. It's the only space that we're actually safe to train and not have to be anything other than do our job.
Defo. It's like we were saying, when you go to like any professional football team, they have their own PI almost, don't they? Where you can't get in.
Could you imagine, like, we've got signs on the doors asking people to read the signs. You don't take no notice, but like you say, the positive is we are that approachable that people think they can do that. But sometimes it's a little bit like, fuck off. Because like I say, you don't want to let people down, and then you feel like you somewhat are sometimes. But this is like my incense drawer, candle drawer.
What's your favourite?
My favourite incense?
Yeah.
It's champagne. I think that's how you say it, but positive vibes.
I like it.
The good one.
I like the blue one, the Nag. Is it Nag shampoo?
Yeah, so I've got that one, but we've just used it. I bought an oud one just to see.
See, are you into oud? I love oud. Yeah.
But look, there's the just to keep it real every day. Got the new Everton ground being built there. You're seeing the docks over there. Shout out to everyone on the picket line who wasn't going into work. And then you've got the old tobacco warehouses there. And you can see just out there, that's the Irish Sea. And then right on the corner, I normally watch the sunset, and there's a boss little lighthouse on the corner there. So you have a little stand in there, James.
Oh yeah.
this for us, then I'm going to make us a tea. You're on your bone, lad. You want to get that off the floor because it's going to wind me up. Look at this. Oh shit. Ah, that's your one. Nag shop.
Yes.
So when I come in, I normally just put that smelly stuff on because the dogs make it stink. And that's it. But this is like the spare room and the washroom, so you're gonna have to like mind it. But it's got my training collection in.
Oh damn.
That's it. Because we're in a flat, we have a bit of a maiden, but got some of the good webs in there. Every colour of 110. Which is quite cool, I suppose.
How long have you been collecting all of these for?
That's probably since the elbow.
Is it?
I just got given so many of them. I got given so many because loads of my trainees got robbed, so...
Where did they get robbed?
When I was moving from the upper flat to here, they got pinched. But yeah, I've got a good few pairs of ones.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Here's all my little crystals. My little salt lamp. My incense, my Florida water. This is just when I wake up in the morning, I'll kind of sit there. I'll like, put my speaker on, listen to my meditation.
Do you meditate here then?
There or in the table, I'll show you there. But
how are you finding the meditating thing? Because a lot of people struggle to actually make it work.
So yeah, what I've had to do is just be disciplined into, if I want to be healthy, mind, body and soul, I have to do it. So I've tried to create this room. That's all the stuff that I'm taking to New York. So I know it's like a bit out there, but I've tried to make it as safe and as positively charged as I can. So it's got like loads of plants, good light, crystals, and just a safe space. But if you're not consistent, it's not going to work. So if you're not working it, it won't work.
Talk to me a little bit about MSG. How much does it mean to you to be fighting in such a historic arena? Yeah,
I always said I'd never go to MSG actually unless I was fighting there. And then I went in March. Lies, I went in May. I think it was May 2nd or May 1st. I watched Katie Taylor and Liam Beefy Smith fight. And I remember looking outside, pardon me. I was looking and I was like, oh, it looks a bit fucking rough in there, like a bit run down and that. And then I went in and I was like, holy shit, this is unreal. The way it's made, how close it is. I think it's the same seating as the O2, but like this and like that. So it's like, I think it's a bit more steep, less steep actually. I think the O2 is like really steep, but somehow this isn't as steep. But I just remember listening to that crowd when I was in there. And I remember speaking to Paddy about when he was there for the UFC once, and he was just like, Molly, it's just unreal. And I think everyone knows I grew up boxing and the mecca is boxing. And you ask Nick Pete or you ask Mick Maynard how many times I've cried to fight there after every win. Please, can I fight at MSG, please? But I believe they only put on fights in like Boston, in MSG and in the T-Mobile if they know like this person can really bring it, you know. And I have, and I'm there now. And it's like Christmas. You wake up every morning, you just been like, can I just be there now? Can I just be there now? But it doesn't come without it's pressure, and it doesn't come without it's like mental strain and constraint. Sometimes it's quite hard to sit in that for such a long time. It's been such a long camp. But I just close my eyes and just imagine my little size 4s doing the little alley shuffle and then coming in with something special. I understand how much it costs people to get there. I understand how much it costs people to stay there, how much it costs for a ticket. And the importance of that stage. Like, I don't think you should be able to just go in there and think, I'm just going to get a win. Like, I think it needs, like, you need to be given everything you've got, and I've invested heavily in this camp.
I've invested heavily in my life the last year, and I'm just ready to keep on being consistent and to give the arena, to give the garden the performance it warrants. From a fighting perspective, I feel every fight I have is the hardest fight of my life, and I think she's the highest ranked opponent I've ever faced. I think she, in the cage, we've both fought for the same amount of time or trained, but I am 9 years her elder. So I have to take into account her fearlessness. I have to take into account it's her hometown. I have to take into account on paper what her style is, somewhat can disrupt mine. And then I have to remember who I am. And then the rest is history. So I have prepared like she's an Olympic wrestler, Olympic boxer, Olympic taekwondo. And like she's the biggest, strongest motherfucker I've ever come up against. And yeah, I've never been more sure of my own self and my own capabilities of what I'm going to be able to put at her. I feel like her strengths lie in her grappling. I feel like she's very unorthodox. Like she's slow, but she lands with her strikes. And I've been very fortunate that the UFC have given me very tough opponents before. I've been tried and tested in that cage, trial by fire. And sometimes I've been burnt and sometimes I've come out unscathed, and I believe I'm at a position in my career now where I'm getting to where I need to be at the right time and my knowledge base is there, so I can't wait for her. I really, really hope. Johnny Wilkinson used to say this in rugby. He used to say, like, I wanted the best ever, most prepared team to ever come and play against us so that I could go somewhere deep within myself where no one else can go to overcome that and then to win. And I feel like that's what I really want this fight to be. I want to be able to show like I am always going to be able to dig more and find a finish or find a win. It's not about the doubters, it's not about the seeding, it's just about showing I'm the best mixed martial artist, and that's what the journey's all about to the top. Obviously you're going for the belt, but it is about becoming a more all-rounder fighter, and I can't wait to see what she's going to bring. Is she going to be more striking based? Is she going to be arrogant enough to think that she can outstrike me? Or is she going to try and nullify me and lie on me? We will see, but I'm definitely prepared for both.
Last question from me. You bring in a little bit of an army with you from Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just talk to me a little bit about what that means to know that they're going to be in the garden watching you and feeling all those emotions? Yeah,
I feel like we've done about $40,000 worth of tickets. So to go into enemy territory and taking the fame is what we're all about. It means the world because I don't think I've changed ever since I've started. So to get people who are spending grands, who believe in you and want to be a part of the journey with you is something that's dead special. And a lot of people can't come because they're fighting or cornering or can't get into the country. But a lot of people are coming, and a lot of Irish are coming, a lot of Scousers are coming, a lot from London, a lot from Bournemouth are coming, a few Belfast lots coming. And I've got lecturers coming from who taught me at university. I've got coaches coming who's taught me in different disciplines. And what I have realised, it was the people who was first coming up with me who were coming. Got the same coaches, the same training partners I've had since the day I've walked in the gym, all coming to this boss garden and this bit of history. And I know, and I think you all know, if you're watching this, that when I always say it, like when I'm under the cosh and when it's one of them real sink or swim moments, that those people who are there cheering for me and who have come to watch, I always try and push through for them more so than myself sometimes. And yeah, I just think I will be able to use their energy the best that I can. And I haven't got the pressure of me being the hometown girl. I've just got, there's not even a pressure of like Do you know, if I lost and everyone had come out there, I wouldn't feel like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, wow, this isn't me thinking, because I don't think that's going to happen, but it'd be like, well, they've still come and experienced this moment with me, but I do only see the positive outcome. But to have some people in there, like, we've gone from like Everton Sports Centre or like fucking Kirby Sweets or Skelmersdale Sport Hall to Madison Square Garden is just, it just keeps levelling up. It just keeps levelling up, so I'm just buzzing.